Yeah, all right. So the introduction I just gave and summarized in 2 sentences, don't forget this, what my job is, and it's what I explained to Michael Pryor, my son. I said, I read and I write. That's it. I said, if you do your homework really well, you'll get a job. You can do homework the whole rest of your life. Now, we're on to how am I using my time when I'm not reading and writing opinions. I have written this book. It has the modest title of The Court of the World. What's it about? And I think it has a point that I'd like some people who are not lawyers who are interested to get to read it and to find out, because it's an effort to show something. And what I'm trying to show is, if you want an analogy, is this: a great novel, the Charterhouse of Parma. The Charterhouse of Parma opens with the hero, Fabrice Del Dongo, on the battlefield of Waterloo. And the bullets are flying, and the horses are going back and forth, and there's smoke and fog of war, and Napoleon is racing around on his horse, and Del Dongo thinks to himself, you know, something really important is happening here. I wish I knew what it was. Now, that's how I feel when I hear words like globalization, interdependence, shrinking world, etc. What? So this is a kind of report from the front. It's a certain front. The front is the Supreme Court. It's one of our institutions. But what I want to show in this is what kinds, I've seen the number of cases and the kinds of cases in which you have to know something about what goes on beyond our shores in order to answer the question, the legal question presented. I've seen that number grow and grow. Until maybe when I started out 20 years ago or so, maybe there were 2 or 3% of the cases. Now maybe it's 15, 20%, which is a lot. Like what? Well, you name it. I read, like, most dramatic is this field, which is certainly going to be a growth field. I'll give you one or two. I'll give you one example, and we can do others if you want. What happens when there are national security interests on one side of the equation, and there are limitations on traditional civil liberties on the other side? Now, that's a good question. You say, isn't that an awfully old question? In a sense, yes. In a sense, no. You can't find much law on it until fairly recently. Why not? Because until